Hello YouTube. Tamriel has many interesting groups and factions, and we've talked about many of them on this channel in the past. However, one faction that we've yet to talk about is the Dunmer Mabrigash tribe, which predominantly consists out of women witch warriors who seduct men only to then drain their life energy and kill them. But their story is much longer than that, and it started out in a pretty weird way, so let's explore the story of the Mabrigash tribe. So, the Mabrigash tribe. They are a tribe of Ashlanders who are quite different from your regular Ashlanders. In the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind we can encounter them mostly as enemies, and they are described to be outcasts of the other Ashlander tribes, mostly outcast wise women who have all banded together into a makeshift tribe, and they are said to practice dark and forbidden snake magic. Now, the females of this tribe, which make up the vast majority of its members, go out into the world to Morrowind cities and villages, and there they seduct men, leading them away to their camps, only to then use their strange snake magic to paralyze their victims and drain them of their life force, and apparently use this life force to then extend their own life. This is why in the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind we mostly just encounter them as enemies, as we can't really speak to them, and we generally just have to try and save their victims from their camps. However, we have gotten quite some new lore on their society and origins. To start, the females of the tribe are not just in the majority, they also lead the tribe, with a female member of the tribe titled the Farseer, said to be able to have glimpses into the future, leading the tribe in the stead of a traditional Ashlander Ashkan, which is the title of a male leader of the regular Ashlander tribes. Now, sometimes in its history the Mabrigash have had male Ashkans, as they do have some male members of the tribe, but they are ranked below the females, and the Ashkan, while a strong warrior, has no real decision-making power in Mabrigash society. That decision-making power all lies with the Farseer and the Wise Women. And their general disdain for men goes a little bit further. You see, the tribe is made out of outcasts of other tribes, as I said, mostly wise women from other tribes who have been cast out of their original tribe. However, often when a wise woman is cast out of their previous tribe, they often take people with them, their followers, for example their lovers, children, close friends, fellow outcasts, those kind of people. That's generally the only way a man seems to be able to become part of the Mabrigash tribe, if he comes as a part of the retinue of a former wise woman. Girls and women are generally always seemingly welcome, but men, they can only become a member if a former wise woman vouches for them and brought them along. This is because they distrust men in general. Why? We don't exactly know. However, we can see this in action ourselves when we approach their clan in the Elder Scrolls Online, as a woman character you'll generally be treated quite well and they'll be nice to you, but if you're a man everybody will just be rude, and if you aren't respectful they will tie you up and sacrifice you to their deity. Pretty fun stuff. But talking about that deity, the Mabrigash tribe is quite different in its religious practices to most other Dunmer, because they worship this strange snake spirit, commonly called the ghost snake, which is also the entity which gives them their strange magical powers that we see them use in the Elder Scrolls Morrowind, as they are called ghost snake powers, which is the strange forbidden snake magic. This ghost snake is strange. It's an intelligent spirit living in the marshes of southern Morrowind, close to the Mabrigash tribe's main camp, which is also in the region. What exactly this spirit is, we don't know. It seems to have godlike powers, or at least is very powerful, and it does appreciate the tribe's worship of him, and he's happy to bestow wisdom upon the members of the tribe, but he doesn't really seem to have any goals of his own. When we get the privilege to speak to the ghost snake, he reveals to us that he believes in the ultimate duality, that everything has a second side, everything has a truth and a lie, and everything is destined to change no matter how we attempt to preserve it. Now, that belief in change has led some to speculate that he may be some sort of aspect of Sithis, but the ghost snake also seems to have great care for the tribe and for the world itself. So I'm not really sure about the whole Sithis thing. He may just be a powerful spirit of sorts and not really a god or a deity, and just happened to come across a tribe which then started worshipping him. We don't really know. Anyway, what we do know is that the ghost snake also lies at the origins of the tribe, as back in the First Era, a group of Ashlander outcasts, which was led by a wise woman named Hareth, had all fled their original Ashlander tribe after war and famine had devastated their original tribe. They traveled through Morrowind, and one day their leader, Hareth, then one day heard the ghost snake in her dreams, leading her to becoming the first farseer of the tribe as she led the band of outcasts to what would become the Vale of the Ghost Snake, which is the area where they settled, in close proximity to their new deity. Now, the ghost snake then taught them their new snake magic powers, and he also taught them how to extend their life and gain power by absorbing the powers of others, which at this point they didn't do to just anyone, they just did it to those coming into their territory or invading the territory of the ghost snake, which they saw as holy. Now, in the years since, the tribe has made a whole religion around the ghost snake, and they send new members and those who come of age to visit the ghost snake, which has taken residence in a shrine that they built to him. The ghost snake then reveals to these visitors some essential truths about life and their place in the world, after which they become a full member of the tribe. However, this visiting of the ghost snake is not just a religious practice, it's also a proving trial of sorts, as the shrine in which the snake has taken residence is located at the end of the so-called coiled path, a holy path through the swamps filled with danger, such as gigantic serpents and the ghosts of those who fell in the attempt to reach the ghost snake in years past. By braving the path, the members prove their mettle, and then by speaking to the ghost snake they attain their wisdom. This coiled path, the shrine and the Mabrigash camp together make up that small sub-region that they call the Vale of the Ghost Snake. This region is desolate, and in the lore it's far away from most civilization, and it's mostly just populated by bog rats, swamp serpents and other swamp creatures. The tribe feeds itself by hunting the swamp serpents for their meat, their teeth and their skins. The meat they use to feed themselves, however the fangs and skin they use to craft their clothes and religious items in worship of the ghost snake. However, they hunt only as much as they need for survival, as they respect the ghost snake's teachings and they have some level of reverence for regular snakes as well. Now, using the skin of the snakes that they do hunt, they can actually craft a strange and extremely strong type of snake leather. This snake leather is actually the primary reason that we get to visit the ghost snake's veil, as we're entering the Mabrigash camp to try and rescue a Hlalu trader who came to trade for the snake leather but then ended up being tied up and ready for sacrifice to the ghost snake, as he kept insulting the leading farseer and the wise woman, which isn't a good idea in these kind of tribes. Especially since by the Second Era the Mabrigash tribe are extremely reclusive and paranoid of the outside world, rarely leaving the Vale of the Ghost Snake and being cautious of trading with outsiders as they are very afraid of change, despite change being in the Ghost Snake's teachings and values. Now, we can help free the trader in the game, talk to the Ghost Snake in the process, who then tells us to help the tribe make a decision on whether or not they wish to open up to the outside world. In his view, no matter whether they open up or not, this accident with the trader has already led to a sequence of events in which the tribe will be subject to change, as all things in the world. So he doesn't really care whether or not they open up to the world, as nothing changes about his values, since change is in his values. It seems that in the end, no matter our choices, they did open up to the world, as by the Third Era we can find Mabrigash in several places around Morrowind, where they use their powers, that they used to use just on the invaders of the Vale, to steal other people's lives' essence, specifically men that they seduct around Morrowind. It's likely that since by the Third Era they all still have their snake magic, that the Vale is still populated by Mabrigash, who protect the area and still worship the ghost snake, but they have opened up by the Third Era and they send their members across Morrowind. And that is basically all I can tell you about the Mabrigash tribe, and I truly hope that you enjoyed this video, and that I mentioned to teach you something new about the Elder Scrolls lore today. And if I did and you thought that this video was interesting, why not subscribe to the channel? You'd help me out. Or give a like to the video or whatever, since that's how the YouTube algorithm decides whoever is worthy, you know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Now all that remains for me to be done is to thank my top Patreon supporters. Mr. Bernardo Binna, Gabriel Binna, Polarized Putin, Pavel T, Bantam Gwar, Athena Iodis, Dragonborn of Nerevar, Volcure of Argonia, King Chris, Bulge, Scribe of the Scrolls, Doji, Fenrir, Sword of Bushido, Rakai and Mr. Christmas. It's thanks to these people and all the others on screen that this channel stays alive and that I can make these videos, and for that I am very grateful. That said, I hope to see all of you in the next Elder Scrolls lore video, probably next week. Bye bye.